President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi held a meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Minister of Supply and Internal Trade Sharif Fayed, and senior officials to discuss the country's strategic stockpiles of goods and food supplies. Presidential spokesperson Mohammed al-Qnews stated that the meeting focused on maintaining secure reserves of essential commodities and increasing stock levels, particularly for strategic goods. The discussion also emphasized coordination among authorities to ensure the availability of essential items at affordable prices, offering discounted products, and regulating markets to support citizens, especially ahead of the holy month of Ramadan. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has highlighted Egypt's vital role in the region, particularly in supporting its Arab neighbors, with a special focus on Gaza. Speaking at the Week of Goodness event in Asmarat City, the Prime Minister announced the departure of the 5th convoy from the Tahya Masr Fund. The convoy includes 305 trucks carrying more than 4,200 tons of food, essential supplies, medicines, and ambulances, all aimed at easing the suffering of the people in Gaza. Egypt's Minister of Environment, Yasmin Fouad, held a virtual meeting with Colombia's Minister of Environment, Maria Susana Mohammed, to discuss resource mobilization under the UN Convention on Biological Diversity. During the meeting, Minister Fouad highlighted Egypt's success in securing $20 million for coral reef conservation in the Red Sea through private sector partnerships. She also emphasized a GEF-supported project aimed at enhancing policies, building capacity, and providing technical support. Egypt and Mali have explored opportunities for cooperation across political, security, developmental, and cultural fields, emphasizing the importance of strengthening bilateral parliamentary and legislative collaboration. Egypt's ambassador to Bamako, Mohammed El-Gamal, reaffirmed Egypt's unwavering support for Mali in its fight against terrorism. Meanwhile, the Speaker of Mali's Transitional National Council expressed interest in legislative and parliamentary cooperation to support the ongoing transition period. Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources Karim Badawi has discussed with his Cypriot counterpart, Minister of Energy, Commerce and Industry, finalizing legal, commercial, and technical frameworks in preparation for the start of the implementation steps for the development of the Coronas field this year. Petroleum Minister also discussed efforts to develop other areas to establish an energy corridor linking the Eastern Mediterranean to Europe through Egypt, contributing to enhancing energy security for both countries and supporting regional efforts to strategically utilize natural gas resources. Minister of Housing Sharif al-Shirbini reviewed the progress of the Julius Nyerere Dam and hydroelectric plant project in Tanzania during a recent meeting. The project is being executed by the Egyptian Consortium of Arab Contractors and El Saudi Electric. The minister emphasized Egypt's commitment to this landmark project, which underscores the strong ties between Egypt and Tanzania. He also highlighted the expertise of Egyptian companies in delivering large-scale projects, especially across Africa. Minister of Social Solidarity Maya Mursi has highlighted Egypt's socio-economic progress while chairing a side event during the Universal Periodic Review of Human Rights Records at the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland. The minister emphasized that the Egyptian constitution recognizes social solidarity as a cornerstone of society and mandates the state to achieve social justice and provide mechanisms to ensure a decent life for all citizens. Minister of Tourism and Antiquities Sharif Fathi has met with the Minister of Culture of Venezuela, Ernesto Bolhac, during his official visit to Egypt. The meeting focused on strengthening and expanding the frameworks of cooperation between the two countries in the field of antiquities. The discussion emphasized a strong friendship between Egypt and Venezuela, marked by mutual respect and collaboration in various fields, especially tourism and antiquities. They also explored the potential for cooperation in museums, artifact restoration, and preservation efforts. A high-level delegation from South Sudan, led by Presidential Envoy Tut Galwak, has arrived in Cairo on Saturday for a 3-day visit. The visit aims to strengthen bilateral relations, discuss Egypt's development projects in South Sudan, and coordinate on regional and international issues of mutual interest. The Ministry of Civil Aviation is celebrating the 95th anniversary of Egyptian civil aviation, with Egypt Air, the national carrier, participating in the festivities by offering special promotions on international flights. The airline is offering discounts of up to 26% on business class tickets and 50% on economy class tickets. These offers are valid for 1 day only, with tickets available for purchase on Sunday, January 26, and travel to be completed by the end of March 2025. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has emphasized the significance of the Asmarat neighborhood, describing it as the starting point of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's initiative to relocate families from unsafe areas to secure housing. To date, more than 300,000 families have benefited from the program. Speaking at the Week of Goodness event in Asmarat, the Prime Minister also discussed the launch of medical convoys to provide comprehensive healthcare services in the area. He added that similar initiatives are being implemented nationwide to ensure essential services are accessible to all Egyptians. Minister of Civil Aviation Sameh Hifni has announced initiatives to modernize Egypt's airport infrastructure and boost operational efficiency to align with global standards. These efforts aim to enhance the passenger experience and expand capacity, supporting the government's goal of attracting 30 million tourists annually. Speaking at the celebration of 95 years of Egyptian civil aviation, the minister highlighted plans the holding company to increase passenger capacity to 100 million annually by 2030, up from 66.2 million in the fiscal year ending June 30, 2024. Minister of Planning Rania Al-Mashat, Minister of Culture Ahmed Hanno, and Japanese Ambassador to Egypt attended the signing of a $1.17 million agreement to fund the development of the National Cultural Center. The agreement will modernize the infrastructure of the Opera House, including upgrades to equipment and services, enhancements to the main theater hall, and the addition of 20 mobile stage platforms similar to those used in world-class cultural venues. The Ministry of Health and Population announced that 16.8 million citizens have been screened under President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's initiative for the early detection and treatment of chronic diseases and kidney disease since its launch in September 2021. Health Ministry spokesperson Hossein Abdel Ghaffar explained that the initiative operates through 3,601 primary healthcare units nationwide. It aims to provide early diagnosis and treatment of chronic diseases, offering high-quality healthcare services to citizens over 40 and young people aged 18 and above with a medical history of chronic illnesses. The Board of Directors of the Workers' Emergency Relief Fund, led by Minister of Labor Mohamed Gabr, announced that the fund has provided 2.26 billion Egyptian pounds in support since its establishment in 2002, benefiting over 4.25 million workers across nearly 4,000 establishments. Minister Gabr affirmed that the fund continues to assist workers in establishments facing emergency challenges by offering wage subsidies. He emphasized that ensuring social protection for workers is a key directive from President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi.